Pairing.
Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new episode of Clone Evolution, long weekend edition. Excuse me. Now in Canada, it's the long weekend for Victoria Day. I don't know, is this the first long weekend Victoria Day since, I guess, Queen Elizabeth died, not Victoria, but anyway, since we've had a queen. And I'm not really a big fan of royalty most days, but these days I've been kind of thinking, you know what? The problem people had with royalty was, oh, they got all the money and they're so corrupt. All they do is sit around and spend the money and steal from the people all day long. So we see this allegedly happening with the UK. It was the Queen Elizabeth before she died was like one of the richest people on the planet. Meanwhile, her country went down the toilet, doesn't have enough money. So I was thinking that's kind of ironic. Come on, camera. I don't know, I just did an update on my computer and it broke everything. So that's the funny thing. If you're ever doing live streaming and it asks, would you like to update your computer? Say no every fucking time. Because like every setting you can imagine on my computer, all broken. Nothing worked for the streaming. Not to start off the show in a big bitching rant, but holy fuck, I hate updates. And have you ever had an update that did something good? It's like, I don't think ever in the history of me using computers have I done an update and be like, you know what? That actually improved my computer in any way noticeable. The only thing updates have ever done is fucking ruin my computer every fucking time. Not once has it ever worked. Now people are like, oh, you need the updates to stay up to date on the latest stuff. And it's like, well, fuck the latest stuff. If it works the way it came, why are we updating it? You don't fix something that isn't broken, right? When you do, what happens? It fucking breaks. Oh yeah, I know what I forgot. I'm like, geez, my beard is like blocking the microphone. Can't even hear me. There we go. Oh, now it's super loud. Let's lower it a bit. There we go. If the mic sounds ridiculously loud, it is redlining, eh? Turn that down a hair. Hello, 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 hello. Fuck it. I'll turn it down a bit, man. My volume adjuster thing, it just doesn't look right. Let's try that. Hello, hello. It's only a little bit of redlining there. Alright, so good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good long weekend, especially if you're in Canada where you actually have a long weekend. I think they said Canada is one of the countries in the world that has the least amount of holidays. They literally make you work non-stop. Oh, Takahan sent me regular roses. If anyone's wondering why the good roses didn't come yesterday, I was busy working, and when I got home, I had like 30 seconds to finish all the events in Clone Evolution. So I literally just went to send all and picked the first one I could before it ran out of time. Luckily I did, so we're okay. But don't worry, everyone, I'll keep sending the good roses as long as I have time and resources to do so. I don't know. Everyone around me these days, since I got back down south, has been horribly, horribly sick. Like coughing, sneezing nonstop, sore throats, even losing their voices. I was checking, the new round of the virus is all of those symptoms because the virus is now essentially the common cold. So I can't talk too much about it. You know why. Human rights, freedom of speech, pushing the fascist agenda. That's all what YouTube is about these days. Some people say it's just to protect the ad revenue and stuff, but I don't think a lot of the ad companies even care. Like, they're like, oh, the ads will get pulled off YouTube if you talk about things. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? The shows that talk about things, they get more ad revenue than anyone. So I don't know where this idea comes from that, hey, if we stop talking about things, we get more ad revenue. Fuck that shit. That is bullshit. I'd just like to say I agree with YouTube and their standards. And we're not allowed to disagree. Now, last night I was supposed to do a stream, but I did the update, and then everything on my computer didn't fucking work. The sound didn't work, the cameras didn't work. I'm like, great. And I was just so tired from a long work week that I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not coming home and then starting to work on my computer and fixing everything that wasn't supposed to be broken. Oh well. Now, today's episode with Clone Evolution, they got some big new event, but I don't know if anyone's noticed. It's one of those bullshit events. Oh, it was one of these. I'm like, what's taking so long? Why can't I skip it? So it's that bullshit event where you have to use real money just to compete in it. Like, just to even try it. So I don't know, like, to me, Clone Evolution has always been one of those games where despite being like a free game and having pay-to-win elements, at least they let you play the game, and then there's extra elements, like extra of the game that you can get if you pay money. So I was like, okay, that's okay. At least we get to try everything, but we just can't play it to its full extent because we need to pay if we want to really cash in, which sounds reasonable. But now I've noticed Clone Evolution's going on a different direction. They're like, hey, either you pay money to play this event, or you don't even get to play it at all. So I'm like, wait a minute, why am I playing a game that's free to play, but I can't even play it unless I pay money? So that kind of makes it not free to play at that point, right? If like the only way you can play it is to pay money, then all of a sudden it's not a free to play game anymore. So I don't know if Clone Evolution has realized this, the company, and they're moving the game towards either you pay or you can't play it at all, or it just happened to be that one event. They're like, oh, let's try out the method of forcing people to pay if they even want to play the game that they're trying to play. All right, boss time. Now I figure it's an early mornings on Saturday, so the only people are probably going to tune in today either live overseas or they have no life. Just kidding. Alright, so we unlocked that shit. Oh, we got another one to play. Woo! Fucking hell. Have you ever noticed the farther you get on this epic battle, the worse and worse the rewards get? Like, isn't most games, like, the farther you get in the game, the better rewards you get? Why did they make it reverse? So the farther you make it, the shittier the items get. Like, look at this 150 armor. Might as well take it and throw it right in the garbage. I haven't needed that shit for years. So why the hell are they giving me that trash? Oh, well. Now, I should be happy. A lot of things are going well. Oh, yeah, and thanks to the viewers who gave their well wishes and thoughts and prayers to Steadfast during a rough period. Now, what happened was I went down south for Mother's Day, and Steadfast was on her own up north. And lo and behold, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to be the big C word. We're not even allowed to say it on YouTube. But I've noticed a lot of problems with corrupt police, allegedly. Allegedly corrupt. Because I don't know, I used to always go like, oh, the police are usually really nice. Why the hell would they ever do anything to ruin your life on purpose? Like, we're talking about people that we're paying to serve and protect us, right? So what, I don't want to get into too many of the details, but the police up north completely harass my girlfriend, Steadfast, repeatedly. They never stop harassing her, to the point where she's even scared to leave her house because they'll abuse her. Now, isn't that a fucked up situation? Like, I've lived in many different, well, not lived, but been to many different cities, and I've never, ever once had an issue where police were like this. It is fucking unreal. Like, they're literally following and harassing us and, like, fucking trying to make our lives a living hell. And we're literally doing nothing illegal. So I was like, what the hell is going on with the police here? So, like, I don't know, Steadfast was telling me about it before, that the police give her a really hard time up there, and I didn't believe it. I was like, fucking yeah, right. police aren't going out of their way to ruin people's lives, right? Like, why would they even do something like that? And then, not to give too many of the details, but Steadfast and me live up north in a mining community. You know what's going on with this mining community? People might have seen different mines on the news before, and usually when the mainstream news talks about mines, they're like, oh, look how great this mine is. Look how much money it's making for the country. Look how good it's helping our economy. But what they rarely don't tell you, I don't know if it's because it's like another case of corrupt media getting bought out by the people with all the money. So anyways, what is the media not telling? The fucking gold mines up north in northern Ontario, Canada, are completely destroying not only the environment, but also the people's lives that live there. And there's literally like a group of like a clique, a lot of Freemasons, not to make fun of the Freemasons, that are controlling everything up there, and they're not letting the information out about how bad the pollution really is from the gold mines and the damage it's doing not only to the animals, the land, but to the people. The fucking people that are living around those gold mines, their lives are a fucking living hell due to the mine pollution. What happens? Chemicals like arsenic that are extremely poisonous leak into the groundwater. They don't even call it leaking. They just openly dump it, I think, in some cases. I should say leaks, I don't know, allegedly. How it gets into the groundwater, who knows? But it's coming from the mines. You know what their response is? Oh, there's already naturally occurring arsenic in the ground. So if we add more in, it doesn't really matter. So who knows? Allegedly, maybe that could even be true. That the entire region around these gold mines was already toxic for people to live around them before the mines even started mining it. So who knows? Maybe they didn't really make it that much worse. It was already bad. But either way. So what happens is the arsenic gets into the drinking water and it fucking ruins everyone's health. So it's like, what does arsenic in the drinking water cause? Not only does it do unlimited damage to your body physically, stuff like heart attacks early and stuff in life, but guess what else it does? It causes madness, like mental problems, learning disabilities, irritability, high susceptibility to drug and alcohol abuse. Like, you look at the drug and alcohol abuse rates in the fucking towns up and around the gold mines, and it's fucking off the charts. Now, some people could say, oh, it's because miners have a hard life and they're living in the middle of nowhere. And what else? The stress of all that combined, especially with the danger of working in the mines, is drove them to drink. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's it. It sounds like a lot of legitimate concerns there, right? Like being isolated. But here's the problem with all those theories. One, it's no longer isolated. Up north by the gold mines, they've built the biggest city you could possibly build other than a metropolis. It's still a big city. Sure, it's not millions of people, but it's big. They got everything, like huge stores, movie theaters, like buses, the whole shabam, right? So this idea that we're going on that, oh, it's because the miners are so lonely and they're living up in the isolated woods. It's not the case at all. So we can mark that one off. It's not loneliness causing it. And then we get stress. Well, compare the stress of other jobs. Like, yeah, mining's dangerous and all. But if you go into the city, like garbage people, the healthcare workers, the ambulance drivers, are they all raging alcoholics and drug addicts? I'm sure there's some, but is it off the chart levels because their occupation is that stressful and dangerous? What about the army, right? It could be shot any day. Or even the police, you could be shot any day too. It's a very dangerous job, right? I don't condone violence. I hope no one does that kind of things, but it's a crazy world, right? So yeah, we got this situation where the media is helping cover up for the Freemasons and other organizations that are in control of the mines. And I can't even just blame the Freemasons, because when I looked into it, turns out the gold mines in Canada, all over the entire country, they are all corrupt. It's not just the ones up north in Ontario. What I mean by corrupt is we're like in the top 5 gold producers in the world, that Canada is, and guess how much gold Canada gets to keep? The people, the country, any of it. Fucking nilch. Zero. Every fucking gram, ounce, pound, whatever you want to call it, of gold is shipped out to other countries. So we literally lose all of our gold. And now if that isn't a sign of corruption, I don't know what is, right? Like, what is going on? Why am I not allowed to upgrade these chips? What is going on? Fucking hate this chip upgrading shit. Oh, here's the bulk upgrade. God, it's so fucking annoying. Just work, damn you. Like, they really need a button here instead of bulk upgrade. Bulk fucking clean it out. I don't like any of these chip items. I haven't used any of them in years. Why I'm still forced to go in and do all this shit over and over again? Come on. So anyways, Steadfast, my girlfriend, is one of those environmentalist people who likes Earth Day, likes to do stuff for the environment, that sort of thing. And talking about the pollution that's fucking ruining everyone's lives around that gold mine is like one of the major things that she likes to do. Even talk to about City Hall. So she's well known by all the mining communities in this mining town, and they don't like her. They're like, hey, this woman is talking about shutting down the mines that are fucking, or at least cleaning them up, so that we don't all die from like mental health conditions and fucking horrible other shit, heart attacks, everything being caused by the mine pollution. So I was like, okay, so the community doesn't like her because of her stance on the environment. Who knows, maybe other arguments have occurred in the community. It's a small town. But still, I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, what's the worst this mining community could do to us with the Freemasons and everyone working together to get us out of town? So I'm like, oh, there's nothing they're going to do, right? Like, we should be able to talk about this kind of thing without running into problems in the community. So guess what fucking happened? All of a sudden, the police are pulling us over non-stop. Like, we can't drive 2 feet from our fucking apartment without getting pulled over and given a ticket that's fucking bullshit. Cops outright lying their faces off, allegedly, and giving us false tickets. And they're like, oh, if you want to fight it in court, you can, but good luck paying for the fucking lawyers. If I were you, I'd be fucking out of this town before you keep getting tickets. They don't outright say that, but they're like, here's a ticket for something you weren't doing. Have fun. So the latest thing, you'll never guess what the cops did. Well, I should give some more stories about, like, I'm not even believing this still at this point. I'm like, yeah, right. The cops aren't actually giving us fake tickets to try to kick us out of town. Like, yeah, fucking right, they would do something like that, right? Guess what happens? Here we are driving to my place up north, like 5 minutes from leaving our apartment, not even. All of a sudden, we're getting pulled over. So we pull over and we're like, okay, what's going on today, officer, right? And Charlene, or Steadfast, what does she do? Right away, she asked, was there any problems with my driving? Like, why are we getting pulled over? You know what the cop says? He goes, there is no problems with your driving. So we're like, okay, so why the fuck are we getting pulled over if there's no problems with our driving, right? What does he say? One of the people in town, you know, the people that hate us, want us kicked out of the fucking town. One of those people happened to anonymously phone the police and say that our driving was so bad that we need to be kicked out of town or stop driving. I was like, what? So I'm like, who is this random person? I'm like, I would like to know, right? Like, who is doing this? They keep calling and trying to get us thrown out of town. And he's like, oh, it's some crazy guy. I'm like, it's some crazy guy? So you know he's crazy and you're still taking his advice and coming and harassing us to try to get us kicked out of town? Like, this is fucking unreal, right? So I'm like, okay, so you stopped us because there's a crazy guy and what exactly are we supposed to do, right? And he's like, well, if you see the crazy guy following you, just to let you know that's who he is. I'm like, so you're not going to arrest the crazy guy that's driving and harassing people in town, but you're pulling us over to tell us that we might not want to drive because of the crazy guy? I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, right then and there, I was like, you know what, Steadfast? I didn't believe you before that people are out to get you in this town, but now I fucking legitimately believe you. I seen it first fucking hand. Some crazy guy in a van following us and then calling the cops on us when we didn't do anything wrong, and then the cops pulling us over for it. I'm like, holy shit, man. This is fucking unreal. So guess what happens like a couple weeks later? Not even. It's like all of a sudden Steadfast has to drive to somewhere. I can't remember, like a medical appointment. It's like across the street. So she probably could have just walked. But anyways, so she's not driving far. She drives back. And then like an hour or two later, guess who we get a knock at the door from? I was thinking it was a package. But lo and behold, the police sent an officer. And I was like, okay, where's the mental health officer? Because it's well known in the community and with the police that Steadfast is dealing with some issues, and her stress usually gets dealt with by a mental health worker that works with the police. So right away, I was thinking, where's the mental health worker? Why did you show up without one? You know you're not supposed to. So it's like, it turns out, I don't know if he's a rookie officer or what it was, but he was completely incompetent. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or just by accident. They are having a lot of problems hiring officers. They're trying to police state this up north community so badly, they can't even get officers. So they lowered the education requirements. I don't even believe you need to graduate high school anymore. They'll take anyone. Even if you're like an organized criminal, could be working for the Freemasons, helping fuck everyone in town. That's the kind of people that are getting hired by the police department up north. And are there just a couple police officers like there used to be 10 years ago? They fucking flooded the city with cops. Like, you go up north to that town around the mining community, you'll see 100% more police than you do in the city I live in. One of the biggest police state cities in the country. And it's more than us. I was like, what the fuck, right? Like, this is unreal. So guess why he came to our house? If any of the viewers want to guess. Why the police would just show up at your house at random. No crimes committed, no yelling outside or anything. Just two quiet people sitting alone in their apartment and the police showing up. This is where I had no idea that Canada had become such a police state. The police in Canada passed a law, or whatever, whoever it is that passes the police laws, so that they can come and harass people at their houses under the suspicion of anything. So it's like 2 hours within driving, they can show up to your house and give you a breathalyzer. And if you happen to blow over or be intoxicated, even within 2 hours of arriving home, guess what? They can charge you. So guess what happens? This cop shows up and he starts giving Steadfast a breathalyzer. And I'm thinking, like, really? Did anyone see her in like the 2 minutes she was out of her house and came back? That they could say that she had done something wrong enough to warrant a breathalyzer? And then guess what I found out? The cop didn't see anything. None of the police did. What they're doing again is following an anonymous complaint. I almost felt like saying, is it the fucking crazy guy again? Either the Freemasons or whoever it is in this town that don't want us talking about the fucking mine pollution that's ruining everyone's lives here? Now, just to emphasize a little bit how badly they're ruining people's lives up there, you know, the mental health instability, guess what the police did up in that same city? Like, I'm talking, I go to the store, do some shopping. I had one place left to go on the shopping list. And I'm walking because I don't want to get fucking harassed by the police. So I'm walking, and I'm too tired. I'm like, you know what, man? I did all that shopping. I'm carrying all this stuff in my hands because the police won't allow us to drive in the city. So all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go home because I'm too fucking tired. That last store that I'm going to, I'm not going to. Guess what happens? I start fucking hearing sirens. So I'm like, holy shit, is there like a fire or an ambulance or something? I can hear a whole lot of sirens, and it's coming in the direction of the store I was supposed to go to. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just go home, check it on the news. Guess what happened on the news? Remember how there's all these people in the community around the gold mine that have mental health conditions because of the leaking arsenic that the countries from other parts of the world are fucking robbing all of our gold and causing, allegedly, could be natural. But anyways, so there was a guy with mental health conditions, and he's walking through a park, and he's carrying gardening tools, we heard. At first, they said that he was unarmed. Then they said that he was carrying a blunt-edged object. And then someone was saying gardening tools. Someone said a machete. So this is all hypothetical. I don't think anyone knows for sure, other than people that watch the video. So luckily, the people in the community, they've started to notice the police state and how they're going around abusing people, taking away our human rights and harassing us, allegedly. So they come and they watch the police and they start filming. They're like, what are the police going to do with this guy that's suffering the mental health conditions that are rampant in the community? So allegedly, I didn't watch the video. I'm just going by what other people said, is the police said that they had to taser him and then kill him because he was resisting or something, right? So whatever that story came out, all the people in town are saying bull fucking shit. The people in town stood there with cameras and filmed the whole interaction. So they showed that the guy with obvious mental health conditions, who's beloved in the community, is just walking through a field, and then all of a sudden he gets tackled to the ground by police. And after they had him secured on the ground, they pull out a gun and execute him. Holy fuck, can you imagine? This is how bad the police have gotten up north in Ontario. So you know what the people in the community did? They got signs, and just like the protests in California over the police brutality, they're literally standing out front of the police station every day with signs saying, these people are fucking murderers. They're killing the people in our community. They have guns, and they're trying to take our guns away, and they're literally murdering people, allegedly. Holy fuck. I should really be just doing a regular stream about everything that's been happening and not with clone evolution. But I just had to get it off my chest. And we might as well do two things at once. That's what she said. So now to get back to the story about the cops at our place. So now we've established with the officer at our house that he's come to do a breathalyzer even within 2 hours of someone going driving in their house, like literally no warrant, knocking on the door saying, either you give me a breathalyzer or I'll arrest you. Can you imagine? This is the laws in Canada now. So can you guess what happened? Just not to give too many details, but the police had literally been pulling my girlfriend over and over and over again in this town, and repeatedly doing the breathalyzer. And guess what happens? Every fucking single time. 0. We don't fucking drink and drive. Even one officer came up to us and said, you know what? They're telling me I'm supposed to give you a breathalyzer, but I can tell you guys don't even fucking drink. He's like, I'm watching you. I can see you're sober. He's like, I don't understand why we're giving someone a breathalyzer over and over and over again if they never blow. It's like it's always 0. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So guess what happens? If he's a rookie cop or incompetent cop, he's trying to get my girlfriend to do the breathalyzer, and each time he gets her to do it, he fucks up the test. He's like, you know what? If you keep failing this test, we're going to take you down to the station. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about? We haven't done any drinking. We're doing the breathalyzer as you instructed. If you can't get the test result, how is it our fault? So this is what's been happening with the police in our fucking lives, right? Constant fucking harassment, trying to get us out of the fucking town up north. And why is... It's fuck, man. It says it's not streaming properly again. I'm so sick of trying to stream and it not streaming. I pay for the highest quality internet, I buy the top of the line computer, and I hooked everything up properly, and I put all the settings correct. Why the fuck isn't it working? For God's sakes. Why is it the chat on this screen? Why is the chat not on the screen? I didn't even realize. Is this another thing from the update? Sorry if I sound stressed out, but you can tell, like, the past few weeks and months dealing with this police harassment, it's fucking almost driving me to drink. Okay. Chat, why are you not on the screen? Here it is. Why isn't it showing up? We don't even have anyone in the chat, so right now it doesn't matter, but... No. Order. What is going on? Why isn't the chat working? What the fuck? Here's the window. Why aren't you showing anything? Sorry to be freaking out, guys, but as you can tell, like, it's been a rough go lately, and I don't need all these computer problems fucking me over at the same time. You fuckers, man. Why can't you just work? Why? Fuck. Alright, I'm just going to add a new chat window, and hopefully that fixes the problem. Don't freak out. Just try to fucking fix things. Oh my fucking God. Okay, I'm trying to add something. Where's chat? Group, window capture, video capture, text, scene, media source. I'm not seeing it in the list. Why is chat not in the list of things to add? Is this one of the reasons why the chat isn't working? Because there's not even a fucking option to add chat anymore? Alright, sorry. I'm just going to have to rest and massage my temples for a second. This is fucking unreal. I am never updating my computer ever again. I don't care what updates they say I need. I am never, ever updating my computer ever again. You fucker broke everything. I'll call it YouTube chat. No, I am not in a good mood today. Not in the good mood in the fucking slightest. Okay, let's try this again. We'll get the window address and I'll put it in and hopefully this works. Oh my God, they won't let me select the fucking window. Alright, so close that one. We will not be adding a window. We have to add a link, add video capture, window capture, text, no, scene, media source. Oh my God. Oh, there it is, browser. Try this again. Sorry, people, I would get this stuff going off air, but obviously this is like fucking bullshit and not working. So I gotta do it on the fly to see if it even fucking works. Alright, here it is. Why isn't the chat in it? Order, move up. Order, move up. I would move it to the top, but then it just moved it to the top of the list. And I'm like, I don't want it in the top of the list. I want it in the fucking top of the screens. Oh my fucking god. The chat doesn't work. The chat broke. How is this possible? That the fucking chat doesn't work anymore. Oh my fucking god. Okay, I'm gonna type it in and see if anyone else is having the same problem. It says if your chat is not working in Streamlabs OBS, I do not use Streamlabs, so that won't help. It says try signing in and signing out. Well, there's nothing to sign in and out of. All right, luckily for you, I have some potential solutions for Streamlabs OBS chat not working. I don't have Streamlabs. All I'm doing is literally putting in a fucking browser window and putting in the address. There's nothing that shouldn't work in that process. Everything's Streamlabs. What the fuck is this Streamlabs shit? Why is everyone using it? OBS browser source not showing. Here we go. Let's see. Hopefully there's some sort of solution. Oh man, what a fucking shit show today. All I wanted to do was do a stream. I did not want to deal with all these fucking computer problems. Like, I literally don't even touch anything. I turn off my computer when it's working, come back, and an update has occurred, and now everything is broken. Everything! The fucking sound doesn't work, the windows don't work, the fucking game can't even connect. Oh, fuck, of course. I gotta restart in order to fix the problem. If that'll even fix it. Oh well, so I guess we get no chat for today's show. Sorry, everyone. If you want to thank anyone, just make sure to thank Windows and their updates. Holy fucking shit, man. I don't know. Yeah, it has to be the window updates because I didn't update anything on OBS. Everything should still be identical. I'm going to go into the settings and see if that really is even an option. So what happens if I restart OBS? Oh, fuck, man, my stream is broken then. All right, let's do it. No, I would like to restart, and I would also not like my stream to shut down. Why are you not giving that as an option? You fuckers.